Again, good evening and welcome to our Tuesday, October 19th, 2021 Keep Pharr Beautiful Committee meeting. We begin by call to order. Roll call, please. Here.
Present. Here. Here.
All right. Being that we have one member absent, I need a motion on the floor to excuse our absent member.
Madam Chairman, I move that we excuse Mrs. Ramirez.
Okay. We've got a motion on the floor. I need a second, please.
I second the motion.
Okay, Mr. Santana, if there's no opposition, then this motion carries. We're going to move on to item 1B, which is our invocation. Let us quiet our minds and open our hearts to unite ourselves in prayer. Heavenly Father, we praise and thank you for this day, the opportunity to serve you, and all our many blessings, as well as the crosses that we bear. Today, our prayer is simple. We humbly ask for your peace. May it be upon us, our families, friends, our community, our city staff, and administration. There are many who are grieving the loss of a loved one, others full of anxiety due to health concerns, many elderly who are alone, so many suffering from mental health issues, and so many others with an array of problems. So today, dear Lord, we ask you for peace. In your name we pray, amen. We move on to item 2A, the approval of minutes for September 21st, 2021, our regular board meeting. I'll give you a chance to, I'm sure everyone's already looked at theirs, and we can entertain a motion on the floor when you're ready.
Madam Chairman, I move that we approve the minutes as written.
Okay, we've got a motion on the floor by Mr. Robles. Is there a second to that motion?
Aye.
Okay, Mr. Santana seconds the motion. Any discussion on this? Okay, then all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so the motion carries. We move on to administrative item 2B, status report on Keep Texas Beautiful. I'd like to report that statewide, Keep Texas Beautiful is underway with their annual fall sweep. The annual fall sweep began in September with the National Day of Service, which was September 11th, and it goes through November the 20th. This is a statewide project, as well as at our local level, and I'll continue to brief you on that since the next item is talking about Keep Pharr Beautiful. Any group of people, or an organization, friends, a school group, anyone that is maximum 10 in the group or less, are welcome to and are wanting to help with picking up litter because they want the service, or they need hours for their school group or what have you. I encourage you to call Pharr Public Works. They can provide you with anything with the items necessary, the resources necessary for participating in this fall sweep, and we're highly encouraging it. Why is it 10 or less? Because we're still under the COVID restrictions and guidelines, but this is very important. for the cleanup for Pharr as well as for the state. Numbers are taken, data is accumulated, and so, you know, this is, even I believe the litter is weighed, and that's provided to the state. So again, highly encourage any participation, anyone out there that has a small group. I know I was approached at the Trail of Terror by a college student from STC, South Texas College. He was wondering how he could volunteer, and I suggested, I also gave him a phone number to call. I suggested and encouraged him, and he said that he was part of an academic group there that was seeking volunteer opportunities in the area of service. So again, I know that because of COVID, there's been some missed opportunities, but where I feel the need to just share this with the public, that this is available for participation. I wanted to also follow up on something that was made available to us as a resource to the committee as well as to staff. The STAR annual conference was held, and STAR stands for the State of Texas Recycling, the State of Texas, where is it? The State of Texas Alliance for Recycling. I have too many notes here. And that was held a couple of weeks ago, and it was a 3-day event, and it was all through Zoom meeting. And we were able to really, the main gist of it is best practices throughout the state on recycling efforts, everything from tires to plastics. Also, they even talked about legislation at the national level and at the state level. And one thing that was very profound for me to learn is that the state of Texas really ranks at the lower level of the recycling scope. And I'm sorry, it was pretty profound to see that, to hear that. And it was highly, highly encouraged, and I share this to the public, that we can all do our part in our own way to help the effort, beginning with from what we do with our plastic water bottles to buying less, reduce, reuse, recycle, taking advantage of our recycling programs, local recycling programs. And every little bit that we keep out of the landfill is a promise for our future. So, but gosh, there was just, I've got pages and pages of notes. Very, very profound. Some of the jargon was a little bit over my head because I'm not as familiar with the recycling industry and the legislative aspect of it as well. But surely it was, I want to extend my gratitude to Public Works, to Ms. Garza, for allowing this opportunity for us to, for it to be there. Also, for it to be available to us as a resource to learn from. I also want to extend a thank you to Parks and Recreation for hosting us and allowing us the use of the conference room. Their computer whiz there had the computer and the TV hooked up for us. Again, it was in and out for me. It was very overwhelming, so much information. And every section, every seminar, every lecture had a separate, you just had to, tag into it. And it was like all these Zoom meetings, meetings upon meetings. But really appreciate it. Again, thank you. Looking forward to the new year, looking forward to just sharing again with the public that if any recycling on their end can be done at the Public Works facility, and also we have a satellite recycling center located on the south of the police department, the Pharr Police Department, in the south parking lot. And that's just, you just drive through and open up the plexiglass and put your cardboard, your paper, your plastics. So I highly encourage people to continue, and please be cognizant of the fact that anything we can keep out of our landfill is a promise for our future. So thank you. I believe, does anyone have any questions regarding what I've shared so far?
Was there anything covered concerning maybe some innovative things that people are doing with the materials they're collecting?
Oh, yeah.
There was.
Oh, yeah. There are things that they're doing, well, tires. So we know that they chip,
Right.
they use them in playgrounds. But there were things that, with plastic as well. Okay, one thing that was very interesting to me, and Mr. Robles and Mr. Carranza, I'm not picking on you because of our age, but does anybody remember when you used to, when growing up, I remember if you took your plastic bottles, your glass bottles back to the store, you'd get a deposit back, right? So there are states, there are 10 states in our nation that have what they're called bottle bill states. And out of those 10 states, 6 of them are at the top of the spectrum as the best recycling states. Go figure. So it was an interesting analogy that, these bottle bill states, 6 of the 10 were at the top, and they likened it because they had an incentive to take the glass back, right? But that exercise also led to other items. They were more in tune to, what are we doing with my plastics? Not taking grocery bags home. They were taking reusable bags to the grocery stores and such. But oh my gosh, what they're doing with plastic, it was just like way up here for me. What they're doing with plastic, it is beyond. The other thing I did not realize is the fact that tires. Now I understand why Public Works is so into. Not only are they unsightly, but having a stack of tires on an overgrown weedy lot, in an overgrown lot, or in a berm, or or somewhere where they're highly flammable. I had no idea. They're highly flammable, and then you've got the effects of the runoff. What happens if they do? They spoke about all that. It was crazy. It was just too much. This gets to the nuts and bolts, and I highly encourage if this opportunity, if we can have it again next year, would be amazing. But thank you.
I also need to add that this is old hat, but as far as recycling tires, I actually bought a couple of recycled, there were tires recycled into pots, containers.
Yeah.
And I was real stoked about it because I'm very much into recycling. But someone said, well, isn't there a problem with the chemicals or something leaching out into the plant? At this stage, it's gone. There's no worry, there's no concern that, there might be some harmful, because after the tire's been on the road for that long, it practically has, even though it may remain flammable, but as far as being safe for vegetables or ornamentals. So I was real pleased to, and I bought a couple and I've used them in my demonstrations when I give talks in gardening, say this is a possible solution to the problem of old tires.
An afterthought is, I believe that this should be mentioned at this point because we're talking about recycling. Public Works has a unique way, or the City of Pharr Public Works Code have a unique way of tagging tires. I don't know if you knew this. They might have covered it in the past, but now it's like really important to understand. So one of our employees received a call from I believe, TCEQ, which is the Texas Commission of Environmental Quality. And he was asking one of our employees who knows and is aware and very, she's, I believe the project falls under her wing, if he could share her information with someone from Dallas, because apparently we're the only ones in the state tagging tires this way. And what does that mean? That means that our person who goes around and noting that there's a stack of tires here, it's in this alley, and it's behind this house, will tag those 4 tires or 3 tires a certain way, identify them a certain way, document, go knock on the door of the person who, whose property that belongs to, and lets them know that, look, these tires are there, we're offering you an opportunity to bring them back to Public Works for disposal properly, and you're given a certain amount of time. And so now they're identified, they're documented, and if those tires end up somewhere else, you see, they know they have. There's already a way to know. If they end up at Public Works, great. They can document, check, done. And if they, of course, the officers are driving around, and they'll eventually, after a certain period of time, they know, okay, 2 weeks are up or whatever their time frame, they go back, they're still there, one more opportunity. So this unique tagging and the way that they keep up with the tires, and they have a way of tracking them is unique. So that's why our city they were reaching out to our city, and they were wanting more information, and I thought that was pretty cool. I really thought that was pretty cool. So hats off to the city and to Public Works and to Development Services, whoever. It's amazing, but thank you. Well, should we move on to item C? 2C, we're going to move on to discussion on the Raffle fundraiser. Boy, thank you goes out to all those who are out there selling raffle tickets for us, and those who have been helping out. We are selling raffle tickets, and I'll just take some out right here. Keep Pharr Beautiful is selling raffle tickets, and they are for education and beautification initiatives for the city of Pharr. We're going to have the drawing here at our next meeting, which would be Wednesday, November 10th at 6, and we'll be holding the raffle at 6 p.m. We've got a parent with child pig and dove day hunt, a framed and signed Dallas Cowboy Emmett Smith jersey. We've got a $300 Visa gift card, a Yeti Tundra 45 hard cooler, a pair of ladies Ray-Ban sunglasses, $200 HB gift card, a Yeti Flipper 8 soft cooler, and a $100 gift certificate to On the Grill restaurant. We are busy selling these tickets at the Trail of Terror that Parks and Recreation is hosting. It's a free ticketed event, and it is being held at 1025 South Richmond Drive, and they begin at 7:30, and this Trail of Terror, the next set of dates are this Friday the 22nd, this Saturday the 23rd, and Monday the 25th through October 31st. Again, this is a free ticketed event. You must pick up your tickets at the Parks and Recreation. I had a copy of an example of a ticket here in front of me, but I guess here it is. they somewhat look like this. And again, you just need to go to Parks and Rec, I believe every Monday at 8 a.m. to pick up your tickets. And it's a fun night, yes, sir.
Is there a limited number of tickets given out per day?
It's 4 per family, 4 per family. And it's really efficient the way I've seen them do it. The evening, lots and lots of families are coming out. They're dressed. Some of them are dressed, and so we have a wonderful opportunity to sell tickets there, $5 a ticket, and we'll be busy this. I think we've sold almost 100 tickets, but we've got several hundred out. Still got more to go. So again, I encourage you. We're out there at 7:30, but we set up about 6:45, 7 o'clock. And anybody interested, come on out and visit us, and come on out to the Trail of Terror. If you don't have a ticket, I believe they create a different line, and they will try to work you in, but they don't encourage that. We don't want people to show up without a ticket. And there might be some people that are rained out, that have rained out tickets. Those will be honored and worked in, but bring those rained out tickets. All right. Do you have any questions regarding this item? We're good? What I'd like to do this weekend is, I know Mr. Robles had suggested last weekend it might be nice to have examples, or have the actual items out there. I think that's doable. So what I'd like to do is, I'm looking at the forecast. It looks like this weekend will be nice. This past Friday would have been very hard to have anything out there and run to the car real quick with the rain and the bins. But we're going to have some of the prizes out there to show off and try to get people excited about the raffle. So I appreciate that. If there's no other further discussion on this raffle, also we can make more. I'm hoping we can make more. We only printed 500, so we can make more as the time comes forth. The other opportunity we have that we need to discuss is we can sell these. We're going to have the opportunity to sell these at the Veterans Day event. There's a parade that begins at 4:30, and it's here downtown. Then afterwards, I believe the fireworks show has been pushed back to 8 o'clock. But again, our guests are encouraged to gather here downtown. So I would imagine that if we locate ourselves somewhere here at City Center, maybe in the South Park area, we'll be able to walk around, work the crowd. I would probably need someone to stay at the table with the goods, with the prizes, so we will need help. We will need help on that day, and that is November the 6th, Saturday, November the 6th. The other thing that I was visiting with the director of our committee. Well, our committee falls under Parks and Recreation, Mr. Sergio Alaniz. The plan is to have the items in his office, at their offices. So therefore, immediately the next day, November 11th, the winners will be contacted, and the prizes are there for them to go pick up. Okay. And I guess, anybody else have any questions? Okay. Then we move on to administrative item D, 2D, announcements. We're going to ask Development Services to come up, please.
Yes, sir.
Hi, good evening, sir.
How you all doing? Juan Govea with the City of Pharr Code Compliance Coordinator and Development Services. Just wanted to give a small update on what we've been doing lately. Again, we were very successful over the weekend of the second weekend of the month with our properties. We did about 3 properties that were maintained throughout the central area of Pharr. which is the downtown area. Also, this past weekend, we had great success with the help from Public Works with the tire trailer, the recycling bin, the roll-off success. I mean, it was in the great area where we had it located at was in the East Egley and North Cypress, right at that corner. It was a tremendous help for the residents around the area. They were very happy. I mean, it was, and again, I mean, it was of a great success. We had a lot of good turnout.
Good. So that is their, remember the first event on the 2nd of the month is the property cleanup. And then the second event was the third weekend, and that's when they choose a neighborhood.
Yes.
And that looks like it was in the downtown area
Yes.
también? Good.
It was a great success. I couldn't say any. I mean, everybody was very happy around the neighborhood. We were getting calls and compliments.
You had a cool morning, too.
Yes.
Still cool.
It was great. We had a lot of. It was great just to listen to the people that they needed it in that area. I mean, we've had a lot of once again, I call it, I guess, our problem with our biggest illegal dumping problem we're having around the city. We're trying to get a hold of it, but it's getting better. A lot of people coming with great ideas.
Mr. Govea, do you find that this is helping, this placement of this, picking a neighborhood every month, and it's helping to get the word out?
It's very helpful for the residents, a lot more than anything, because we pick locations where we see the need, and we usually will send either some of our officers to go take a good look around the area, and we actually look street by street, the corners, anywhere we can find that the needs needed for the placement of the container and also the recycling of the tires and everything that we do. And it really helps the community a lot because a lot of people can't afford, they don't have any trucks, they'll borrow a truck, they don't have to go that far away. And once again, I mean, when you look at Public Works, every weekend they have their weekend where you can take your either debris or brush, or you can take it to them for, I believe, a small price.
Do the residents, are the residents notified before the weekend?
Yes.
Okay.
What we basically do prior to us setting the dumpster there and the trailers, we'll send flyers out to the community.
Okay.
So we'll do it like on a Tuesday. By the time the weekend comes around, everybody's aware of what's going on. We usually we'll knock on doors and make time to meet with the residents when we're out there with the flyers. So we provide more information there.
So that way, if they have any questions, yeah, that's good. That's amazing. Does anybody have any questions for Mr. Govea?
No.
Okay, so a reminder, the second week is for mowing. It's to clean, on average, 3 properties, and the
Yes.
third weekend is the neighborhood, the placement selection of a neighborhood, and that begins on a Friday. They drop off the roll-off and the recycling bins, and picked up on Monday mornings, right?
Yes.
Very good, very good. All right.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr.
Excuse
Govea. Thank you. Continuing with item 2D, I'd like to call up Parks and Recreation.
Hello, Lily Martinez, Parks and Rec. So, as of now, we're just focusing on, I guess, the Arbor Day tree giveaway. So that will be on November 5th. We're giving away 100 one-gallon trees, and this is all in collaboration with Public Works. They've given out little goodie bags that also have recycling information included. We are also focused on starting our applications for Arbor Day Foundation and the Mayor's Monarch Pledge. We are completing some of the action items at the moment too. And next month, we will have both our proclamations for those, the Arbor Day Foundation and Mayor's Monarch Pledge. And we have also started on our Resilient Habitat gardens that will be placed throughout the city. Um, Half will be started, the other half being around an average of 3 acres, being at the new park, the dog park. So that one will be started much later. But the smaller ones, we're going to go ahead and start them now. But we're just prepping the sites at the moment, and hopefully we can get those done by the spring. So, and then of course we have the haunted trail, and we're helping out with that too. So,
On that Trail of Terror,
yes.
everyone is just, it's just such a huge effort and for the community, and it's amazing to see everyone working together out there, all Parks and Recreation crews. It's just amazing to see all of y'all out there.
Yeah.
It takes a village, and y'all are all just working so beautifully together. You can see very clearly. I have a question on the Resilient Habitat Gardens.
Yes.
Is that a partnership with the foundation or with an organization?
It is being funded by the National Wildlife Federation.
Okay. That's what I thought.
And so everything's coming from them. We just chose the locations, and we're going to go ahead and fulfill them with their, I guess, the grant funding.
Mhm.
The money's going to go to any equipment we might need, seeds, plants, anything like that. And I know, Mr. Romel, you have mentioned that there are a few plant areas that maybe we could get some plants. I'm still looking forward to getting with you on that soon. But like I said, we're just barely starting on prepping the sites.
No, just
So-
give me a call whenever
Definitely.
you need it, and we can guide you in the right direction.
Yes, definitely. Thank you. So,
Does anybody have any questions for Miss Lily? And I know that Mr. Alanis and Isaac y'all have your programming going on right now, so your football program was starting, correct,
yes.
tonight? So Lily did her report and is basically kind of here to answer any of our questions if you have anything, in general. But thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hopefully you guys can attend November 5th. Our little,
yes.
it's
Where's
a
it gonna
drive-through.
be?
Yes.
It's at the Pepe Salinas
Okay.
Civic Center. And
What time do you
hopefully
think, what time will that start?
10 a.m.
10 a.m.?
Yes.
And that's a Friday.
Okay.
Yes.
And that is
So maybe just go pick up a tree or just a first
like
look at it.
last time, right?
Yes.
Very good. Very
What
good.
kind of trees, or have you identified those yet?
Yeah, so we chose red mulberry, Texas ebony, Mexican olive, Mexican ash, and anaquas.
Okay.
So,
All-
a little bit of everything.
Yes.
So, all natives.
Yes. Very good.
Yeah.
Well, November 5th, ladies and gentlemen, let's not forget. That'll be a good one. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. And last but not least, we're going to go on to Public Works. Ms. Garza.
Good evening.
Good evening.
For the record, Olga Garza, Public Works Director. And I just want to give a quick summary of the trash bash that happened on September 25th. We collected 77 tires and 11.84 tons of trash. And then for the end of the fiscal year, the totals were 995 tires, and total trash tons was 130.18. Also, as far as the fall sweep, we do have 2 groups that have participated so far, and we have 1 group that's gonna be participating this upcoming weekend. So that's gonna be three of them altogether.
And you have an upcoming trash bash, right?
The next one,
It's at the end of the month.
yes,
The 30th?
I believe it's the 30th. but I can give update you with that information in the next meeting. Next meeting is,
It, actually, our next meeting will be November the 10th.
oh, it's
So,
November.
But
Okay.
the general public, if they can always
Yes,
call
we
Public
notify them.
Works
Mhm.
and let them know. And also, you, in social media, I see
Yes.
where that's also put there. If you are Instagram user or Facebook, it's put there. So
Yes.
check your social media. But thank you, yes. Anybody have any questions for Ms. Garza? We're good?
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Garza. Thank you. Before we go on to board comments, we do have a new staff member sitting in the audience that I'd like to bring up and just welcome. And very key individual in spreading the word, any word that Pharr has to offer out there. Very important in very important job. So without further ado, our new media director, go ahead.
Good afternoon, committee. Yuri Gonzalez, City Communications Director. I was with Channel 5 News before as a reporter, as a bilingual reporter here in the Valley. I'm a Valley native myself, and you know, it's my background's talk radio. Then I transitioned into Heart News, and I'm working for the city. So there's so many things happening in Pharr right now. It's like I can't keep track. You know, every department is awesome, and everyone has their own campaigns, initiatives. And so we're trying to structure a way that we can put these stories out there for our community. You know, just every day there's just so much happening. So we're finalizing our media department. We still have a couple of new hires that are making their way into the media department. And hopefully once we have that, you know, complete team, we can just start putting all these stories out there. We already started, we've been doing it, but there's so many things happening, from groundbreaking ceremonies to parades. Now with the holidays approaching, you can imagine the amount of things we need to put out there, stories, pressers, flyers, you know, just reminders. So it's exciting. It's an exciting transition, and I'm trying to work closely with every department to see how we can assist them. I know we just started doing the Arbor Days flyers, so that's awesome. I was at the Trail of Terror this weekend, by the way, Friday and Saturday. I was the spooky nun, if anybody spotted me out there.
You were with me
Yes,
on Friday
yes,
night.
yes, we were running all
It's
over
like,
the
who's
place.
this tall lady, very graceful, because I hadn't met you.
Right. It was just fun, you know, volunteering out there, and I think Saturday we were out there until midnight. We just had an overwhelming amount of people. Because of Friday, we had to end it short because of the rain, but it was awesome just seeing everybody, like you mentioned, the entire parks group coming together. I was like, wow, this is awesome. So I'm really excited to be part of the team, and hopefully, you know, things start falling into place, and we can really, you know, do the storytelling for everyone. Because at the end of the day, really, that's what we're here, right? For the public, for our community, we serve them, and just making sure we have a strong, transparent message for them. And we have a great team. The media department everyone is really talented, very sharp kids. So I'm excited to work with them and with everybody. So thank you.
We're excited that you're on board, and we're excited to not only get to know you, but for you to help us share our story.
Oh, absolutely.
And, we have a beautiful city. I think it's emerging into a bright star in the valley. There's still too many people out there that say, "Oh, no sabía," "I didn't know," "Where did you see that?" You know, and it runs the gambit of, you know, from, it doesn't matter if you're educated or not, if you do social media or not. It's just people get caught up in life, I think, and I'm excited to get the word out and see what we can do.
Right, and if I can
spread
just
the word.
add to what you just mentioned, you're right. There's still some people that, oh, well, I didn't hear that, so we're just trying to make sure that our messages are bombarded through every platform, whether you're a millennial, whether you're like older and maybe you still watch TV. So from billboards to print to social media, traditional, modern, every, platform we can use to get the message out there of what's happening here. So that's our goal, like a very broad campaign of everything that's happening, so.
excited. That's awesome.
All right,
That's awesome.
thank you.
Any questions?
No
for-
question.
We're good?
Welcome to the city of Pharr.
Thank you. I'm excited.
Good.
Go Team Pharr.
There you go.
Thank you.
Go Team Pharr. All right. Then we move on to item 2E, board comments. Anybody have anything to say, add, contribute?
Just concerning the ticket sales, kind of concerned with the
Yeah.
stack that you have there.
Yeah.
Have we reached out to the departments to see if they could help us with?
That's probably the next, we've hit Parks and Rec, and she's gonna take some more.
Okay.
She's gonna take some more, and I don't know if Public Works wants to take some and see if they can help us too. I was gonna reach out to our liaison, our community liaison too, as well. But, yeah, and then Mr. Santana's gonna take some as well, so, yeah. It'd be great
I
if we
was
could.
hoping we were
I
ready to print
know,
more.
I'm hoping too. I'm hoping we can print more before, and sell out before have a lot sold.
Yeah. So if anybody can help us sell some
Yeah.
tickets, we'd appreciate
We'd
it.
appreciate it. You'll take some? Okay. Anybody else have comments? The more we sell, the more we can help, and we are witness to our staff that volunteer every second weekend of the month, and it'd be great if we could somehow make it easier, their service to our community, make it easier by providing them with some resources to help them do that.
Marty and I, we talked about it, and, we said that the monies were gonna be, for beautification and, education, so it's a very broad area, where we can really apply, this money to, and we'd love to be able to help, especially the departments that we work with directly in making, your jobs, and I know part of it is because of budgeting and stuff like that, but, but make your jobs easier where we, we're not gonna make $1 million with this raffle, but if there's a new lawnmower that we need, or if we need to print flyers, that's what this money could go to. We were talking a few minutes ago about, trying to get the word out, and I'm sure that the city has tried every way possible to get the word out, but then we still run across people that, I didn't know they collected trash, or I didn't know we could do that. And so, try to figure out ways to get those people that didn't know, get them that information. So hopefully, this is not the first and only thing we do for fundraising, but certainly the fundraising that we can and that we will continue to do is going to be, for those two areas, for the beautification and the education, as it comes to, recycling and those kinds of issues that we're trying to work with. So any help that we get with the tickets, we appreciate it. And like I said, that's kind of the idea that we had, with what to do with the money. Now, I don't know if we ever figured out where do we
Precisely.
deposit it, or what do we do with that?
Well,
I'm sure.
it's sitting, some of it is sitting in my safe, and some of it is in the trunk of my car right now, because it's already in petty cash for this weekend.
Yeah,
But, I can see, like Lily's saying, that there's certain, Miss Lily Martinez from
Mhm.
Parks and Recreation is doing an Arbor Day. I'm sure there's there's areas where we can assist, and it's our way of giving back to what, like you do, Mr. Govea, in your department, Development Services, and in what Parks and Rec does, and what you do and how you beautify our city, and then Public Works, and again, beautifying our city with your programs and services. So it's it's a team effort, and you ended Ms. Gonzalez, you ended beautifully by saying we go Team Pharr because you're going to see it. This is anywhere you go in this city, you see those signs. We are Team Pharr. We are Team Pharr. It se siente. You feel it here in anywhere you go amongst the staff. So, anybody else?
Very well said.
Again, I want to reach out and I want to thank those who have been very helpful on our effort, our endeavor to raise funds. Gosh, the help has been immense, and thank you. We're going to continue a echarle muchas ganas, as we say. Without further ado, if there's nothing else, I'd like to, before we adjourn, I'd just like to say, in keeping with, this is Mental Health Month, October, and, I think the state parks were doing this initiative where encouraging people to get outdoors, to go out and be surrounded by nature, and just the sun and the being around the trees and, your habitat, native natural, just natural surroundings of being outside helps pick up people's, it picks you up from where you might be. So in keeping with that, I encourage y'all, go outside, explore any of our parks here. We have a lot of parks here in the city of Pharr. And I want to just bless everyone. May the peace of the Lord be with you, not only today, but going forth. And, reach out and take your loved one outside with you and spend some time just being together and being in the moment and enjoying the beauty that surrounds us, because it is there. It is there. Sometimes it just gets too cloudy to see, but it's there. So at this time, if there are no more comments, I'd like to entertain a motion on the floor for adjournment.
Madam Chairman, I move that we adjourn.
Okay, Mr. Romeo has a motion on the floor. Second, please.
I second that.
Okay, Mr. Carranza. Any opposition, discussion? Then with no opposition on the floor, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you for all you do for us. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you.